Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome Val from Dragonfly Crystals. Hello, Val. How are
Hi,
you?
hi, Jean. I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic and happy to be here with you today. I
I'm
think,
happy that you're here with us, and thank you, everybody, for coming and joining us. We're going to be talking about finding meaning and purpose through exploring our soul, and not, we're going to sort of brush over the ideas and bring out some of the important points that are important to talk about and also fun to explore. And I
yeah,
know that everybody here is on their spiritual path and spiritual journey. And it's fun to hear back from everybody. Um, and Val, I just wanted to thank you. I was blown away by your interview with Nancy Jean's Garden.
really, thank you. She was a good interviewer. She had great questions and things I haven't even thought about. But on our spiritual journey in the beginning, we're like, oh man, I'm a psychic. We don't know what we are. We don't name things. And we don't even come into all of that till probably if much later. And it's funny, you know, I thought, gosh, that was a great back at what actually was going on.
Yeah, yeah. It is interesting, but just the profound information that came through. It
I
was
didn't know
really,
there was really,
yeah.
I didn't know there was profound information.
Yeah, and it wasn't I mean, it was fascinating hearing your start, your beginning, but it was, a little bit more through the just throughout the entire interview. It was very eye-opening and very moving
Oh,
and
thank you.
uh
That's sweet.
very energetic. I
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed it.
As it's like a window into every single person, every single one of us is what I kind of felt. Every single one of us had the same journey and has all these gifts. Every one of us are born with everything. And it's what you experience later that is a catalyst to have you start doing whatever it is you're here to do on your, not that you're not doing your divine plant path from the beginning, but it was an eye opener for me to see
Mhm.
what came out.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
I think it's important to start with that we're not it's important not to compare. And comparison is the thief of joy, it
it
steals
is.
our joy.
It is.
And it's wherever we are individually, that's where we're intended to be. It's
Yes.
not better than, it's not more than,
Yes.
it's that we're all here playing a part. It's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
It's like we're
Some of us are a
everybody.
little. Some of us are a little in different places of the puzzle, right? And it doesn't matter where your place is. Every place is just important, whether it's at the, you know, whether you're forming the, foundation or you're in the middle or wherever you are. It isn't a level. It isn't. It doesn't mean or define you in any way. It's just the role you're playing right now in this lifetime for sure, right? Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
and there's so many different factors that are playing along with the mm, individuality of our experiences and who we are and how that develops. And it's really important to celebrate the nuances and the differences and the diversity. It's really amazing. I'm meeting more and more people that have started with Reiki and have gone to this and now is doing that. And I say, well, what kind of readings do you do? And they say, I just give readings and I just bring in whatever it is that I feel from all of my teachings.
and
And
I just want to interrupt because I have to say, I have been hearing that more and more by everyone. Well, when I do a session, I mean, I say you can get this session, or this session, but in my session, whatever comes up is if I do psychic mediumship, if I do throw some tarot, if I do some, you know, Akashic record, whatever it is that pulls from whatever. I hear that all the time now, and they just are pulling from, it's not even pulling, it flows through, and you're not going to go, oh no, I'm not in this session, we're not doing that now. You're going to give your client what comes in. So I feel that's happening a lot. And it's funny you mentioned Reiki too. It's been coming into my awareness over and over, and I'm a Reiki master, that Reiki's evolution is here, and people are now moving to do their own thing, and they're not even using the symbols. It's just the universal life flow, and it's just flowing in, and you're the conduit. So there's a lot of morphing and growing happening. Yeah.
And there's a lot of letting go involved as well. It's a lot of letting go of our own ego, our own judgment, our own, influences, and allowing the truth and the information to come through in a pure and clear manner. And this is what I strive for, because sometimes I don't have the words, or I don't have the knowledge. Like when I had a past life reading, and she said, I heard the word typhoid fever, but it wasn't typhoid fever, because I looked it up and there was no typhoid fever during that time. And I said, well, what kind of was there any outbreak during that time? And it was cholera. So I checked my pendulum, and my pendulum was swinging. Yes, yes, yes. So my bank, my reference bank, said typhoid, but it's not always exact. It's to tell me hints towards it. Yeah.
I love that you brought that point up, because when we're getting new information, and a lot of times we don't have a reference for it, and we're going to go into our own knowledge bank to fill in those gaps. And so not literally taking some of those things, but understanding it's a place card for something is a really smart thing to do. Yeah, I love that. I love that. So, yeah.
And it comes with a lot of trust, and trying not to, judge or be critical of what it is that's coming through, and just allow that information to come through. Yeah. So what I wanted to start with, as far as our find meaning and purpose through exploring our soul, the first step is when we hear the calling, and there's a collective, and we feel, I'm giggling because I heard that a lot of angels and spirit guides say that they heard the calling, and that we're here. Oh, it was Dolores Cannon, I think, like the waves of volunteers, because the humanity on Earth was calling for assistance, growth, help, transformation. Excuse me a second. I have a little frog.
Yeah.
Okay. And, the hearing the calling, and we all sort of, realize that we're just a little bit more than this ego human existence. And whenever that happens for you is when the appropriate time is. But currently, it's like an epidemic. It's like everybody is waking up and coming into their own, and searching for meaning, searching for, what does it mean when I dream of something and it comes through true? I can see things and hear things. What does that mean? I heard my name being called. Why am I getting these? And they've never had this experience before, and it's just now coming online.
Exactly. It's happening for so many people. In fact, I had an Arthur and Val Zoom event yesterday, actually, and people were saying the same thing about, I was having this experience and that experience, and they're psychic mediums, they're claircognizant, they're all these gifts and abilities, but they don't know what to name them. They don't understand that it's actually a gift and ability that can be that they can help blossom into, it's coming up for a reason, usually for expansion. and to utilize in your life, whether it's for yourself or others, but usually it's for everyone around you, for yourself, for everyone's growth. And they don't know what to name it. They don't know what it is. Oh, I had this experience. Am I crazy? And so it's groups like yours, having groups online where people can talk about these experiences and talk about what's going on that help bridge the gap between what is known and what is unknown. And somebody has to do it. I mean, because people are coming online and they're going, what just happened?
I know. I
Yeah.
know. And they will evolve at a rate that is appropriate for them, and you don't have to know everything. It will come in its own time. But my spirit guides, as you're talking about, are showing me something like an example. Like we all cook food, we all know how to cook food, most of us, right?
Yeah.
So some of us are good cooks, some of us are, just the short order kind of cook. And some of us cook for families, some of us cook at a restaurant, some of us are bakers, some of us, sell meals to send out to people. So there's different levels and different ways that cooking the same ability, but in different degrees and for different reasons.
Yes.
And this is similar to a psychic and mediumship ability. You can use it for yourself, you can use it for your family, you can use it for your community, you can use it, you can have a TV show like Matt Fraser and do it on, or the Long Island Medium, and have it really big. But there's different degrees, but we all have the same skill. It's all there. It's all an ability.
Exactly. I love that. I love that. Gives a good picture about how one might move through the world. But it's your heart's calling. It's going to be that passion or that feeling that's resonates, or that whatever that particular area is for you. So you can definitely do anything that you feel called to with your gifts and abilities, and they're going to be specific to you for sure. Everyone's different. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's beautiful that all of this is unfolding now, and people are really experiencing talking to their guides, people showing up in front of them, just experiences like glitches in the matrix, there's all of this, but really deeply connecting to we what we are beyond this physical vessel. And that is the soul's journey to understand more of itself. And yeah, it's a beautiful experience. Yeah, go
And
ahead.
you're leading me right into the next phase, which is not only hearing the calling, but understanding of the multidimensionality of who we truly are. That we're a soul in a human body experiencing a human experience, and that we are eternal souls. And this multidimensionality of our spirit guides, our angels, our loved ones on the other side, that all of this is occurring simultaneously, and that we're becoming aware of this. Not only that we're becoming aware of our soul and our soul's calling and our own abilities and the signs and synchronicities around us, but then that multidimensionality, I think, is a whole nother layer of awareness.
It is. It seems like you go along and you're learning the foundation, you're learning the ropes, and all of a sudden another level of perception opens. We'll call it that, another doorway of perception. And that is your connection, your multidimensionality. It's like a ceiling. It's like the top of is removed off a box, or however you want to look at it, what metaphor. It is that opening up to you in the cosmos, you in the infinity. You really are seeing things in a grander scheme of things, and you realize there are no limits to your connection, to your connectivity. galactic beings, planetary bodies, all of these things, these star systems, everything that there is in the known eternal now is open for you to access, basically. Yeah.
Hmm. And what I wanted to add in there is that not only our multidimensionality of who we are, but it's about believing and trusting that we, and I say that, try not to take yourself so seriously. When we think that we're, egoic and that we're something, special, just imagine all of us are here standing or sitting on a rock that is hurling through space in a solar system around a giant fiery star, in the midst of a multiverse. I mean, that's true. That's
It's like the cosmic chaos of perfection. I mean, it's like, yeah.
And it helps us to suspend our disbelief and open up our minds to understanding that this isn't, try not to take, I mean, it's hard, but try to keep things in perspective. Try to enjoy as much as we can enjoy. Try and live each experience, each moment to its fullest and at its best. And even with uh, diversity all around us,
Yeah.
it's still possible for us to experience absolute bliss, absolute joy. I mean, I see all these new babies being born and all these wonderful grandmothers and mothers so proud of this beautiful, I mean, they're also angelic. Just the you know uh, babies are miracles. I mean, there's so many miracles around us that it's important to absorb and to focus on these types of things that are continuously going on around us. I
And
think is
I think everything you said is absolutely so beautiful and perfect, because when you're, say you have a puppy and it's a dog and it's having puppies, and the miracle of life at that moment that it happens is so euphoric for those witnessing it, that new breath of life, whether it's a newborn or in our furry kingdom. But this segues nicely into the idea that this morning, I had a very mystical experience. I'm just going to call it that, where I had my foundation, my tube, little BB cream to, sunscreen and makeup, and I put it on, and I had the cap in my hand, and somehow it flipped out of my hand, and I heard this big click, a pop. Well, I'm wearing shorts. I looked everywhere. I'm going to tell you why the shorts are important. I looked everywhere. I literally moved everything out of the bathroom. It's a small downstairs bathroom. There's nothing to be hidden. Couldn't find it anywhere. I thought, oh my gosh, what's going on? I'm sitting here with you now, and I feel, I don't know why I put my hands down on my shorts, and I have a cuff, a small, very tight cuff all the way around my shorts. And I felt this big, huge lump right at the seam of so the cuff is made and you have seams on both sides of a leg, and the cuff is rolled up, and and it's sewn together at the top where that side seam is, even though it's cuffed up, it's connected so it won't fall down. Inside that seam, sitting here with you now, tucked in where you can't get it, where I had to dig it out, here's the cap.
that is amazing, you guys. Look how huge that is.
This is
How could it get in there?
I'm standing up. There is no gap in my short. I don't have big fat cuff. It's very sewn together. And if my camera could, I don't think my camera can reach that far, but I'll try. Let's see. Let's try. I don't think it can. Oh, oh, no, it's not going to reach down. Oh, wait. I can't. My cuff. You can't see it. You can't see it, you guys. I'm sorry. But it's. I'm sitting here. You're talking about miracles. You're talking about miraculous things. And, uh, and then I feel down. I mean, they must have been wanting to make a point of this was wedged into that sewn in seam that there's no way it could have fallen and then moved over in, but wedged in. I had to dig it out, folks. So, and I was telling some
Yep,
psychic
she
reading
was
in
just
the back.
telling me it's the funniest thing. My cap disappeared. I looked everywhere. She said, I'm going to have to go back and look more because I know it's got to be up there, but I can't find it anywhere. Is that the freakiest thing? And
It's so freaky.
it's important. This is where our judgment, our disbelief can explain it away. Like we can make up a scenario but it's not. It's not for us to explain away. It's for us to open up the possibilities, have the awareness, and say, thank you very much for this demonstration of a miracle, of, unexpected things occurring. And it's every day, and ask for this every day, and it's happening more and more because the frequency and the energy is changing.
Yes, but this was what? I mean, I think it was just for this show, Jean, to talk about it. I mean, it happened right before. 15 minutes before I washed my face, brushed my teeth, I'm putting my makeup on, and this happened. And
I'm so surprised that you held your composure when you felt that.
I go, what? And I'm digging. What? I had to like push it out between the sewn in. I mean, that thing did not get there by falling in anywhere to get, no.
No. And it's just another way for spirit and validation that we are evolving. We are opening up. We are expanding and becoming more aware and higher vibrational so that more of these unexplainable things can come into our reality.
Yes.
And these unexplainable things will become more every day.
Yeah.
I was at a psychic fair, and it was a very busy psychic fair. And I was somebody asked for a animal, spirit animal, to find their spirit animal. So I was taking them through the process, and she was on her journey, but not quite there. And I said, "What did you see?" And she said, "A fox." Like it was just a normal animal. It wasn't like a big whale or an octopus or anything. Just a fox, like it's ordinary. Maybe it was. And at that moment, when she told me it was a fox, there was a boy like 13, 14 years old walking down the aisle amidst all these people. He had a Halloween mask on that was pushed up, and it was a fox. I said,
it's a sign from the universe is confirming something. And no matter how mundane it sounds like, oh, a fox, no. It isn't what you think. It is so mystical and so powerful when you have the energy of your power animal, whether it's a horse, a fox, or whatever it is that shows up for you, you're really taking in the strength and power from those attributes that animal, that spirit animal is there for you. So it is a mystical experience and very profound. And take all those things with the weight that it is profound, and it will be profound in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's the analytical mind could say, well, there was just this kid, or no, it was a validation. It was at that moment I looked over and I told her, there's your fox. That's your validation, because she had the experience.
Yeah.
She went through the experience, she saw what she saw, but still our analytical mind is so very strong. We've been conditioned with all of these, doubts and reasoning things away all of our lives, and it's hard to undo them, and it's hard to pull away from that. That's why these things are occurring, these miracles, these caps. I mean, when you said a cap, I thought it was like one of those little
Yeah,
pointed
I know
caps.
what you mean. And it's pretty large, actually, when you consider here's a pen and it's,
Yeah.
it's big. And that was no accident. But I love what you're talking about, because there in my classes, I always teach one of the first things: dispel disbelief. You must dispel disbelief. There's a period of time where your logical mind is going to tell you, oh, you didn't hear that right, or you didn't, oh, you can't, oh, you made that up, oh, you blah, blah, blah. And so it's the killer of the creative force that you're receiving in that connection. It's that ego mind, logical mind. And you've got to allow yourself the freedom to perceive on that childlike wonder, and believe with your heart and soul that everything you're learning from your now moment on, you're learning from these experiences you are bringing in from your soul path to wake you up, or to have you realize your powers, your ability to move in the world in a more multidimensional way. And all of these things are for us to look at and go, oh, wow, miracles and strange things can happen. It's an everyday experience. It's an everyday experience. Believe it. So give yourself that gift of belief, like a child believes, like a child, because this is
Yeah.
important, like a child.
Yeah. And it allows us, in increments. It's not doesn't happen overnight, but when we get enough of these signs and synchronicities, and we just it's about giving them the benefit of the doubt, instead of saying there's no way that fox could have walked past us, or there's no way that say I give you the benefit of the doubt. I love the mystery and the wonder, and you making me think, and oh, okay, then things can happen outside of my of my realm, that these realms are mixing and blending, and you know divine intervention is
Yeah,
all around us.
it
it
is.
it it's and it's not we step outside of the ordinary, of the usual, the marching of the sheeple, they call it, and step outside of that and open up and understand something different than what we've all been told, what we've all been doing, what the norm. And you grow up, you go to college, you get married, you have a baby, you buy a house, and then you retire. And no.
Exactly. No, the old construct is no longer in play, and to allow yourself the freedom to just be and show up how you are meant to. Yeah, that's definitely an old school kind of thought about. There's no societal expectations of you showing up and having kids, even, or having kids before a certain age, or any of that. Whatever that may be, you are free to be who you want to, how you show up. Oh, what if these relatives find out I'm into metaphysics or I'm spiritual? It's okay. Just be who you are. And unless they ask, they're never going to find out anyway. I mean, it's your business. It's not their business, unless they ask, and then they're opening the door to bigger understanding for themselves. But you showing up how you are authentically is your road to stepping into the power of who you are, your sovereignty. And that is where you can work in the world and bring in all these higher frequencies and shift so much. You're doing it anyway on an unconscious level, but do it consciously. Wow. Mountains can move, bridges are built.
It,
So
it is. It is profound and amazing, and it allows us to become more in touch with our that authenticity.
yeah,
Told us this is our spirit, this is our soul, this is our true energy source, this is our life force. And when these miracles happen, and they happen in front of our eyes, it brings us closer to this and away from the construct. We understand, oh, I'm seeing things from a different point of view. I see that I am a sovereign entity, and that I can witness things outside of what was constructed for me. And it brings us closer to who we truly are, allows us to be free and experience more, and takes us away from that doubting and analytical and yeah, the controlling kind of energies around us.
right. It's
So
really true. That go ahead. Yeah.
I just wanted to share a couple of comments here, and you guys are all have wonderful comments. So Richardine said, I have 4 deer in the front yard just a week ago, and we do not get deer in our area.
There you go. That is a sign of something. That definitely means something, and I'm getting the chills on that.
And
Um,
she said, deer, I asked Nancy Jean. She said it was a gift from the universe.
yes.
I was
Yeah.
supposed to ring a bell. Hmm. The gift the deer was a gift from the universe, and it was to make you think and make you understand, oh, this is different. Oh, call your attention to the now moment. Found
Yes.
the cap, the now moment. Saw
Yes.
the fox, the now moment. Everything happens and is
Yeah.
existing in the now moment. It is an experience that is moving around us. We are in the now moment constantly. Energy and experiences move around us. We are constantly in the now moment. We are not in the past, we are not in the future. We are always in this now moment. And those deer call, and the reality of that, you don't get deer here, brought you into that now moment. These amazing things that we witness, the signs and synchronicities. You see a penny on the ground, it brings you into that now moment, because you
Yes.
feel like an energy, or you feel like a charge with it. Like,
It's
oh,
almost something out of place too, like, finding something out of place, like a feather on your porch or whatever that is. That there's never feathers on my porch, or what's that penny doing there, or whatever it is. Those things take you in. It takes you out of that automaton, that automatic. I'm going through life and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And you know how when you drive, you get in that kind of hypnotic state, you moving through your life. And all of a sudden, oh, what's that doing there? What are those 4 deers? And it really does pull you into the awareness of this now moment, where synchronicities and gifts and things leaking in from, not leaking, they're actually interfacing with us now from other dimensional existence. It's all here with us now. And so we're experiencing more and more of that, and it'll just keep becoming more pronounced. So get used to it. That's why when I found that cat, Jean, you said, I can't understand why you were so calm. It's because I'm so in observation mode about it now. It's like, there's so many things that have happened. It's
you're
like,
like, yep.
oh, okay, one
So
more.
Sylvia says, I put a fitted sheet in the washer, I guess,
Yeah,
it with the hole, and the hole was gone and repaired when it came out of the dryer. When she
yeah,
put the fitted sheet in, it had a hole in it. When
yes,
she took it out of the dryer, it was gone and repaired.
yes,
That is,
and that is like a shifting of a different reality, when you shift into different timelines, different reality. And it's funny that you bring this up, Sylvia, because I was watching Glitches in the Matrix last night on YouTube. I was laying in bed trying to go to sleep, but these stories, this one kid had this beloved hoodie. half white, half black, and it was from something famous, but his grandmother gave him the money just 4 months before she died to buy whatever he wanted, and he bought this, so it was treasured. But he loved curry chicken, and he went to this restaurant to eat curry chicken, and it ended up going on his white part of his sweatshirt. No matter what he did, he couldn't get it out, and he was just heartbroken. He was just tormented by it. And he put it up in his closet where he could see it every day, but then it started to bother him. Finally, after a few months, he put it in behind. And then he was getting ready to, I don't know if he was moving or what he was doing, but he was getting his clothes out of his closet. He saw the t-shirt, he swept the hoodie, he got it out. There was nothing on it. He got out his phone. He got out the phone light. He tried to see if there was any yellowing in the fabric somewhere. No, there was nothing. It was in pristine state. And it was there completely clean. And that yellow of turmeric will not just go away. It's not going to dissolve in the closet. It's a stain, because turmeric is very powerful. It's a spice that it's very yellow. So anyway, it'll stain anything. So there's an example, just like Sylvia's, where there's no explanation. He pulled the shirt that he loved so much, the hoodie, out after 4 or 5 months. No stain. It just blew their mind.
Turmeric is a fabric dye.
Yeah, there you go. So it's not something that's going to just fade away in your closet. So this was a sort of timeline, glitch or whatever you want to call it. And then there was another story I loved. This young couple was at not a B&B, but an Airbnb where they rented a house, and they were outside having some kind of barbecue, and they thought, oh gosh, we forgot the silverware. So this gal goes in, she looks in every drawer and can't find silverware. She has her charger plugged into the wall, and the cord is kind of going over the drawer, and she just kept opening the drawer. On one side was something, and on the other side was something else, and the middle was empty. And she looked at it like 2 different times and had to keep moving the charger cable. So she goes out and says to her husband, I can't find anything. There isn't any silverware. What are you talking about? And he goes in and finds silverware in that middle compartment that was empty.
That's amazing.
I mean, these are things in our perception and our awareness.
And I'm sure she said, what drawer? I checked all the drawers. And he says, the one where it was near your phone. And she's like, no, I know I checked that. You can hear it going on.
The cord was made it stick in her mind, literally stick in her mind. How many times she checked, double checked, triple checked. But that cord she had to keep moving. And then, it wasn't there when she looked all those times. So
I do feel like these things are going to start, going to continue and accelerate.
Yeah.
So Cindy in Encinitas says, if you just allow for the possibility that it's real, you won't waste time being confused and not learning what they're trying to teach you.
And I love that, Cindy. That's so true. And that's why we're talking about dispelling disbelief and realizing that don't let your logical mind talk you out of what you just saw with your own eyes, what you experienced. Don't try and tell yourself you didn't see what you saw, because these things are going to happen a lot more. So get used to them.
Mm-hmm. I just love, they don't want you to know 100% without a doubt for sure. They just want you to give them the possibility it's possible. And that opens us. If we say no way, it was not it, They can't bring in any more sign synchronicities because we have free will, and that free will is ironclad. But the moment we say, okay, it's a possibility, give it the benefit of the doubt. That penny was meant for me. It was from my Aunt Jane. And, and this allow and show gratitude. And it does feel strange from the way we were conditioned, but the more you do it, the more you'll expect. And I just get tickled. I get the chills and I giggle to myself because I know it's like a sign in synchronicity.
It
It's just
is.
it's an enchanting way to live. It
It
certainly
really
is.
is. It's fun because you don't know what mystical or mysterious experience is going to come next.
Hmm.
It's
So
fun.
Carolyn says that she was walking this morning and she saw something that looked like a script passing quickly by on a screen. Was this a light code
Yes,
download?
I'm getting the chills. Absolutely, 100%. This is, they've done it for me and so many other people that I know of have had this experience where you have a screen and it's information's coming in. It's like a computer screen, however it looks for you. Mine had symbols and codes and information coming in. Yours can have script. It can have anything. It's whatever your personal download system is, but it definitely is a download.
But it's your experience and it's your
Yeah.
understanding and it's your awareness. But I want to know, how did you even know to ask if it was a light code or a download? Like where would that come from? Because it was like it instantaneously when you saw that, you felt or heard or saw or had a inkling that it was either a light code or a download.
That's a good.
Instantaneously at that moment, it tells you what it is. And then that's when our ego analytical judgment comes. Oh, it couldn't have been that. Oh, it couldn't have been, and we try to, but believe yourself when it's like the answer is in the question. And because you even question it, you said, could it be? It's for you to determine, but it is also, that's the reality. That's the experience you had. So if that's what the experience that you felt like you had, that's what it was. And I'm not, there is a degree of, not pure fantasy, but allowing for this unknown
Yeah.
to
That's
become.
the childlike wonder, like you believe in Santa Claus or whatever. Just let yourself have those experiences and don't question it. And when you have a script going by very quickly and you can't read it, don't let that frustrate you. It's not meant for you to digest in that way. Like the codes were coming, it was coming down like this for me, hours of that. And I don't know what any of it meant. We don't need to know because at some point when we need it, it's in us and we can utilize it. And maybe some of it's to activate certain things within us. It doesn't matter. We don't have to know logically, intellectually.
It's like a memory. It's like a
Yes,
flash.
exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love
And
that.
you on a certain level understand the enormity of it. But right now in this human experience, it's just reminding you, so wake you up and to open up your awareness.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Love
I
that.
love Richleen. Richleen, you have perfect timing. And she wants to add, my husband took pictures with his cell phone of the four deer.
Oh,
Like that,
good.
like she's just adding and adding dimensions to the story. That's how unbelievable it was. And
Yes.
that's how beautiful of a message. The more obscure, the more unexplainable, the
Yeah.
more, because it's catching our attention. But even when you see 222 on the clock and you're like, oh, I just looked when it happened. No, it was your angels telling you to look.
Exactly. It's not coincidence, folks. These are activation codes and messages coming in through those synchronicities. 111, 222, 444, all of those things that show up when you're seeing that. You feel it in your body. You go, whoa. What the,
It's that feeling too, Val, is very subtle. It's
Yeah,
like
very
it's like
subtle.
a shift, a little shift in the energy, a
Yes.
little shift in your perspective, a little shift in your thought.
Yeah.
And it's very subtle, but you feel it. Notice that. And
Exactly.
every time you see a number, and you feel something and just notice that the change, the very slight, it's very, very subtle because
Yeah,
they don't want to interfere or startle us.
it's true. It's true. So just be aware when those
So
things happen.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to bring up this for Scott. Hi, Scott. Nice to see you. Says, does remembering 5 dreams in a row and flying around the top of clouds mean something? Well, I want to know what that means for you. And he says, I know my dreams weren't my ego, it goes beyond that. And this is your knowing. And I feel as though you remember either being a watcher or a different, you being, a spirit being or watching over when you were, in between lives, or perhaps you remember being a bird. I mean, it depends on what this means for you, but yes, it means something. Yes, it's real. Yes, it's a memory. Yes, and you can feel that it is a recurring dream that happens over and over again. But I also want to recommend Allie and Terry and Kelly, they all have this dream show on Tuesday evenings. It's the hottest thing going, you guys.
It
Go
is.
over there.
And yes, and once in a while, Allie does workshops. She does a dream workshop. I even took her dream workshop, and it helped me understand my dreams a lot more. It gives you the tips and insights into what some of those ways to look at your own symbols and interpret them, because everyone's dream is going to be different, but it gives you some framework for interpreting, and it does help. So, yeah, I love that. And the dream
So
is good.
Richelina is saying, I get 222 when her, she gets 222 a lot. And she said her mother-in-law passed away on February 2nd of
I mean,
22.
that's
And then Leona says, my grandma Jenny was born on February 2nd and passed on February 2nd. It's,
wow.
it's, it's, and she says, I see 222 on my cell phone all the time. It's almost like a frequency. And she
Mhm.
says, I love you, Mom. Oh, how
Aw,
sweet.
that's sweet. That's
That
sweet.
is so sweet. And it means this is the interaction. This is the divine guidance. This is the awareness that we're multidimensional. We're more than just this human ego. And it's to call our attention, to lift our spirit, and to remind us who we are, that we're multidimensional beings.
Yeah,
And it's important for us to remember now for some reason. I don't know what that reason is, but I do know that there's a reason for it.
there is. There is. And I don't even know what all of it's about, but I've been seeing them for like many, many years now, 20, more than 20 years probably. And these codes, and I've looked into it. I've tried to find out, but it's really going to be, it's apparently not necessary for us to know exactly what they all mean, but that we are open to realizing something is happening within us when we see the code, um, and information is coming through. Although you can look it up numerologically and see, what is foundational, what is change, what is, all these different, what's endings or whatever. If you see nines, it just depends. But in some way, it doesn't even matter. It's just an activation within you, and you can try and feel that subtle, very subtle. Oh, that got your attention. Because didn't you look at it and go, oh, huh? No matter how many times you see it, you go, oh, it gets your awareness. And maybe that's one of the key points of it. But
And
yeah,
you can, when you do your silent meditation, whether you're in the shower or you're putting, blow drying your hair and you can't think of anything else, just think while you're, doing whatever you're doing, brushing your teeth, just say, Spirit guide, send me something that will validate that you're here watching over me, or that I am on the right, or that I am on my spiritual path. Send me something that will make me laugh. Send me something that will make me say, aha, and send me a sign and that I'll notice and really, help me to remember who I am.
yeah,
And you'll be really amazed. Your intention and your repeated request, they will come in. It's important for you to acknowledge and to show gratitude, like say, oh, I see that. Thank you very much. And then, acknowledge it and show gratitude. It's important.
It
Um,
is.
During our last show with Akila B, somebody asked, Jean, can you tell me what my guides are? If they're my guides are watching over me, what is it that they see? And like, and she wanted to know like how she's doing or something. But I knew what the question was,
Mhm.
but what they showed me was something totally different. I said they don't see any bank accounts, any cars, any
Mhm.
houses, any degrees that
Mhm.
school degrees. They see us as a light being.
Yeah,
They see us as a light, an energetic being, and they see that our energy, that our soul lights up when we are joyful and um, when we're helpful, when we share, when we're in service, and when we are celebrating, when we have like a 10-year-old's birthday party and all the family and friends get together and we're all having fun. Our light shines brightly and they can come in closer and be near us. And they can see when our light is not as shiny and when our light is shining. But life is about relationships. It's not about achievements. It's about relationships and service to other humanity and um, other sentient beings like cats,
Mhm.
dogs, and Gaia. The service to other sentient beings, our relationships, and how we evolve and learn our lessons through adversity or challenges or different opportunities to learn, and
It's
we all
absolutely
do.
true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. And my guides specialize in your spiritual growth, so they don't care about any of that 3D stuff, except in how you are moving through your life in a way that you are awake in this now moment from a conscious level, and that you're not in repeating 3D patterns or that kind of thing, that you're opening up to your gifts and abilities and what you're here to accomplish at the end of the day. But it's truly opening your heart to yourself and then to others, and everything flows from that. It's a key point, because we are here to remember our unity, our oneness, our connection to divine source, to everyone, um, all things, all that is. So I think, um, yeah, not getting caught up in those 3D questions or ideas, but doing the deeper dive into your soul's growth, into what your here can be a mysterious and magical place to investigate. This is the cap again. That is just an example of when you're in this frequency and when you're open to more comes in all arenas of this. And mystical and magical experiences happen when you're open for it. And that's in the exploration of your soul. Um, yeah. So,
Yep, and it brings joy, and I think that it's important for us to remember and to be in contact and to when we came in with the veil of forgetfulness,
mhm,
it's now time to have more of the awareness integrated into our lives. Just going back to that cooking scenario, we all cook, we all have the ability. Some of us cook more than others. Some of us cook for a living, and some of us are really great at a living, and some of us just do it at the local restaurants or whatever.
yeah,
But we all have different levels of awareness and ability. And some of us like to demonstrate on YouTube, and some of us are very private and just keep it within our community or our family. But there's no right or wrong. What it is that they want us all to appreciate who we are and where we are, and that it's important to follow that calling when you feel this yearning or this calling or this awareness that you're curious. Follow that curiosity, because there's so much more in this human experience than just the mundane scenario that I said about, you know, getting married, getting a house, retiring, and then, that's not what paying your bills at working, paying your bills. That's not what life is about. There's so much more. And it is changing. I don't know if you agree with this, Val, but I keep getting the information that instead of us humans dying to transition to a new life, like there's life continues on the other side, there is a actual transformation and transition that's going to happen while we're still alive, and we'll go into a new human experience
Yeah.
while we're still alive. And we have both of these abilities in our soul. We came in with all of these energies for us to experience what we experienced so far, and for us to change and then to experience a new reality, a new frequency.
I think that was beautifully said, and I do agree 100% with exactly that. That is where we're headed. That's where we're going, and it's exciting, to say the least. And yeah, I look forward to it. We're in the midst of it, so yeah, it's an exciting time. Magic carpet. We are riding on them right now.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's I thank you all for being here, for being part of this, for being witness, for examining your own calling, your own experiences, and opening up and having that awareness of what the possibilities could be. And feel if it resonates with you, if anything we've said here today resonates with you. If it doesn't, it's not important for you to hang on to that. It's important for you to carry on in your own journey. Maybe sound, color, and frequency is something that you need to awaken to. Maybe it could be something. There's so many different uh, opportunities out there for us to expand and to become more aware, and it's infinite. This is just such a small little speck and particle. But thank you, Val, and thank your makeup cap for
I,
doing.
I mean, that was a mystical journey. And I'm going to go put it back on after this, but
She had to put saran wrap on it and
I
cover it up.
did, and foil to keep it from getting dry because
She couldn't find the cap. Yeah, it's perfect timing, Spirit, and how
but
wonderful.
here's the thing. I just realized this just now before we sign off. I heard a click. But if this fell into the cuff of my pants in between, wedged into an area where you would have to wedge it in, what made the click?
It just doesn't. It defies logic, and this is why it's important to keep your mind open.
Absolutely. So thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you for joining us here. It's been um,
yeah.
very interesting, and hopefully you all are going to walk away and look at life in the way it is. It's a mysterious and magical place.
I have to say, Val, I really enjoy our talks when you come on. I am buzzing head to toe. So I have been there's something is activating me and is really energizing me. And it's quite profound, the head to toe, and it's a unusual sensation. Even my toes, I don't. It's unusual, but something is energizing me. So I just wanted to remind everybody that I have the ghost stories coming up at 4 p.m. today, which is 1 p.m. Pacific, and that is a Zoom event. And anybody who is a member, go to my members page, my members posts, and the link to get there is right in the members only posts. When you can just click on it and come right in. It's at 4 o'clock. And anybody else, if you want to just go onto my website, go to events, and it's $5 to get in. And I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be about 90 minutes. I'll tell you about my own personal ghost story. And it's just a way for us to have fun, forget about all of our woes, all of our, they'll all be there when we're done. They'll be there again tomorrow. We'll have plenty of time to think about those things. But for now, we're just going to, escape away and have some fun.
That sounds so much fun. Oh my gosh. Uh, really. And what a good price.
It's
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 like
it's just
you
like a
spend
little
more than that
donation.
at Starbucks for a latte. Uh,
It's just a little donation to help
yeah,
all of this to continue. So
sure.
thank you again, Val, and thank you everybody. We enjoyed seeing you today. Bye-bye.
Everyone. Bye.
Thank you everybody for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.